Yeah, and it gets to be where, there's a base assumption that I have with everybody is like nobody wants to come into work and do a bad job.
Right.
Right. So, and those are the people you want in the organization. I've never met people that didn't want to do a good job. And when you have that and they know they can trust you and you're looking out for the best interests, then the rest of it falls into place.
All right, today we have with us Tony Laska, Executive Vice President and Chief Information Officer at Encova. So welcome, Tony.
Glad to be here, Amber. Thanks for the intro.
Yeah, nice to have you. It's always fun to chat with another Columbus company.
Well, thanks. Yeah, Columbus is a great city, and Encova, and there's a bunch of insurance companies here that are top-notch. So we've got a really great environment for fostering technology and the insurance business.
Columbus has really become quite the hub. It's kind of a cool location where we're at in Bold Penguin. Obviously not in the office right now, but when we are, we can see an insurance company from every window of our office. So it's kind of a fun place to be for sure.
Yeah, and it's a great space. I've been up there since you guys are partners with us. So it's a really nice environment you guys have set up for the organization.
Thanks, appreciate that. So you've served as a technology leader in arguably one of the most pivotal periods of technological change in insurance history. So how have you approached forming and reorganizing organizations, divisions, and teams to build an organization that supports innovation? Is there an ideal structure for tech teams or like a winning formula you found?
Yeah, it's a really good question because I have been at it a while and I've been in multiple organizations, large and small. And it really, to me, gets down to the culture that you want to create. So what I've done throughout my career is really try to focus on the people and how do you build trust amongst the people. You have to have trust if you're going to be successful in organizing in any structure, because folks want to know that you have their best interests in mind with them. So when you ask them to do tasks, you hope that they trust that you've done that and that it's going to help them, but then in turn they're going to do something that's going to help the organization. So we've really tried to build trust, and then along with that, you have to deliver. And if you can do those things, if you can build trust and deliver, then you can build credibility for the IT team and even for the organization.
Absolutely. And certainly the pace of change shows no signs of slowing down. I know you've worked on legacy system transformations of policy and claim systems, which is certainly not an overnight transition. After years of legacy transformations, do you think we're approaching some level of homeostasis as an industry, or will the pace of tech innovation mean we need to continually transform our systems?
Well, I think it's a little of both. I think you've got a lot of companies now, especially when I go to conferences or places and talk to other insurance executives. Seems like everybody's doing a legacy transformation. So everybody knows they have to do that. They know that you have to build those newer technologies if you're going to compete. But the challenge gets to be, how do you do that efficiently, and how do you build that foundation so that you can take advantage of the innovation as it comes? So we've really focused on, how do you get that base layer platform built, so that as we go forward and we try to integrate with these newer technologies, we have a core that we can connect to, and really we hope that it will accelerate our development and help us keep up with that change of that rapid pace of how innovation and technology keeps changing. It used to be years, now it's, it seems like days or minutes.
Yeah, speed is really key here. And certainly it's not an overnight process. And those legacy systems are so expensive and challenging to maintain as you're going all the way through that transition. So can't understate the challenges that I'm sure you faced, and all the carriers I've had faced, fully switching from the legacy to the current and then managing that tech debt.
Yeah, and it's, and like I said, I've worked from some big organizations. The bigger you are, then the more data you have to move. And I do think the smaller organizations, while they're, the financially might not have the means to do it as quickly, not having to move as much data, I think really can help accelerate that. And we saw that with the Brick Street organization, where we were basically a startup for workers' comp. And when you don't have any legacy, you can really rapidly go through and implement things the right way and set yourself up to use some of this innovative technology.
Yeah, certainly there's pros and cons to organizational size, and but the larger the ship, the more complicated it is to shift a direction. Absolutely.
Yep.
And one thing we like to close with is, what is one thing you've learned in the last month?
We learn a lot during these times. I think with everything everybody's going through, with the pandemic, the social unrest, the election, I think you really get into folks' psyche and their mental well-being, as well as their physical. When I look early on, people were like, "Oh, it's a disruption. It'll be over soon." And then it was like, "Oh, I like working from home. This is great." And then it was, "Oh, I really miss the people I work with.
Yeah.
When are we coming back?" And now we're sort of settled in. We've got some things opening. We've got different levels of the pandemic hitting us. We've got other, social issues going on. And I think those tolls are taking its impact on all the associates. And I don't think we understand, for me, the biggest learning, I don't think we understand what that means. Because it's too easy when you're home on your computer to keep working. People aren't getting the exercise they need, aren't getting the social interaction. So I've been encouraging my leaders to reach out more, to encourage people to take breaks, go on walks, clear your head, use your vacation. Don't just sit there and get caught up, even if it's just a walk in the park with you or your family. Do something to break up the monotony, because I worry about the burnout and the stress that it's putting on people, like I said, both mentally and physically.
It's so easy right now to just sit down in front of your computer for 12, 14 hours and not take care of yourself, not get out for a walk, not, take time for a lunch or a social chat. So that's really important for us all to consider, because this appears to be a long-term thing. We're not going to come out of it miraculously, in the next couple of days here. So we got to find a way to thrive in the situation that we're all in together.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to chat today. Really enjoyed the conversation.
Thanks, Amber. I really appreciate it and enjoyed it as well. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.